Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today, for your Midrank madness, it's going to be a ZVZ between ZeroDashZero and Grim here on King's Cove, the latter edition. Bottom right-hand corner, the red Zerg player, Grim. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the blue Zerg player, ZeroDashZero. Alright, so two players here going at each other at the Diamond or Platinum League. This replay was posted in the Discord server under the submit a replay channel. Not the sign up channel. That's where you sign up for the Falcon Paladin circuit, which happens every single month. It is open to all leagues. Join the Discord server and head over to the sign up channel and you will see what's going on. Link in the description for the Discord server. Alright, so ZVZ. Haven't cast one of these in a while. Played a lot of them on the ladder, so hopefully we know what's going on. Alright, so hatch first. Out of both of these players at about 17 or 16 supply. And this will make a difference, okay? And if you're interested in Falcon Paladin merchandise, there's a link in the description, but just search Falcon Paladin and Shopify. Shopify. It is exactly is spelled the way you hear it. And you can get flat $10 shipping to anywhere in the world. That's a pretty good deal, man, for merch. That's pretty fantastic. So check that out. There are hoodies and hats. There are mugs and pillows and all sorts of stuff that you might want. With the Falcon Paladin logo on it there. Also Falcon Paladin, our stuff. Search your podcast app for Falcon Paladin and gain access to my thoughts on Endgame. Among other things, did you know that we had a 2-hour pod about Endgame? If you want to know what I know about what I know and what I feel about that movie, check it out. It's in the pod. Alright, where do we be? Nothing really. This is a really boring mirror-style matchup in the first stages of this game, but I was assured this is not your standard CVZ. So, let's see what that means. I assume this is not over in 3 minutes with a Baneling attack one person is not quite ready for, because by golly, that certainly happens from time to time. Overlord scouting about, trying to see what's going on, trying to not get killed by queens when they pop, because that is a concern for these guys. They want to scout, but they also don't want to be super vulnerable and die. Queen's popping, injecting. Come on, Queenie. There's your inject. I was watching. Wow, I just for some reason was reminded of the craziest show that I watch right now, which is called Happy. It's Happy, it's on the Sci-Fi Network, and it stars Christopher Maloney as, well, an ex-cop who's now an assassin and basically a total wreck. And he one day discovers that there's a flying, talking unicorn, which makes him a Pegasus, I guess. Is it Pegasus if you're a flying horse with a horn? I don't know. Either way, yeah, man. And the unicorn is named Happy, and it's voiced by Patton Oswalt. So it is insane. It is not a family-friendly show by any stretch. Do not watch it with your kids, or if you're a kid, don't watch it. But if you're an adult, you're interested in that kind of thing, maybe give it a try. It tells you what it is in the first, like, minute. So it's not going to catch you by surprise, but it is serious business. It's insanity in so many ways, and it's one of the shows that I look forward to watching right now. A lot of it makes no sense, and I feel like they're going to have it make sense. And they do answer stuff over time, and it's just, it's good. Game of Thrones is still around. I'm planning, actually I already did. By the time you see this, I'll have released my second Falcon Paladin recaps a Game of Thrones episode here on YouTube, which it's a good time, man. That is one of my favorite things that I've done, I think, is this is what I do at work all day, is I sit around, okay, not all day, but I definitely have times where I sit there and I chat with my coworkers about movies and TV shows that have just come out, and we analyze things and dissect it and tear it apart, and it's just my nature is to do that. So one of the reasons that I'm into casting is for that reason. Okay, back to the game. Both players going for lairs. I mean, this is fairly mirror matchup-y, I want to say here. Grim's going for 1-1. For his roaches, I suppose. And on the other end, it's just Banelings here out of ZeroDashZero. So perhaps not as mirror matchup as it looks right now, but with the lair timings being virtually identical here. ZeroDashZero is just finishing up in just a couple seconds here. He's droning up a whole ton. This is the most passive ZVZ I've seen in the first 5 minutes of a game, I think, ever, outside of Into the Void. But yeah, if you want me to cast your mid-rank game, make sure it is Diamond or Platinum. Send it to me in an email at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Midrank Madness, or submit it through the Discord server, and we'll make it happen there. Those are your options. Grim, no third base. Looks like he's 2-base roaching it here, although I'd like to point out... Whoa, that roach horn has a rock on its tongue or something. That's gross, dude. There's a guy in there. Is there a roach in there? How have I never seen this? There's a little roach in the roach warren. Oh, he stuck his head out further that time. You take stuff for granted. You really do. I do, anyway. All right, I don't know how Zero holds this. I am not going to lie. He's got a ton of roaches heading across the map here right now. Zero has a Spire on the way, but it's a long way from completing, and he's got 6 Zerglings. He is gambling so hard that Grim doesn't show up with a huge attack and kill him right now. 24 Lings now in production. I don't know if Zero saves his third. He's abandoning ship with the Queens. He recognizes this is a pretty darn big threat here. Speed is just about done. Look at the timing on this. Speed finishes, and the roaches are like, we're just going to wander right past your Queens, I guess, and get surrounded and murdered. So those two do nothing at all. And you know what? Zerglings getting a nice surround on roaches? They're not bad. Especially if they have +1 armor. They're so much better. And Zero holds with Queens and Lings. Not too shabby here. Grim's got more roaches coming across the map. They have 1/1, which makes them that much more formidable. But Zero is now working on 10 mutas. Okay, look, if you show up and your opponent defends you with exactly Queens and Lings and nothing else, expect Mutalisks. You need to start tossing up Spore Crawlers. You need to start tossing up... Yeah, there we go. This is good micro. This is better micro out of Grim. You gotta get Hydras out possibly, unless you want to try to go Muta yourself, which is hard if your opponent went Muta first. And now the Mutas are here for base defense. And some Queens are gonna die. I'm liking it, actually, here from Grim. This is not bad. These roaches are still alive. The Queens are all going to die despite the transfuses. And the Mutas, I don't know if they can kill the roaches fast enough to really keep all the drones alive. You guys, get into the mineral lines and kill drones. There you go. Here, split up. Split up. Extra places. Yeah, the drones are retreating. So many of them are dying here. They're coming up to the third base, which is going to be really oversaturated depending on how many roaches are actually a problem. Roaches getting into the main mineral line. You're going to go to town on these drones here too. Zero taking some serious hits right now. Grim needs to expand. He is getting a Hydralisk Den, which is beautiful stuff. And I think all of the roaches have been dealt with, but 11 drones have gone down for Zero. I feel like that could have been so much worse for him. So much more worse for him. Roaches keep coming in, and I mean, they're killing drones, mind you. They're also getting massacred by the Mutalisks. The numbers are just not good. Yeah, the natural base is a ghost town for Grim, but the thing is, or for Zero rather, but Grim just now got his third, so it's not like he has a huge advantage at all. I mean, Zero's replacing his drones as well as he can. The 1/1 roaches really having a pretty good time here. A lot of Lings getting taken down, and it really just comes up to Mutas to save the day. So this kept the Mutas at home, which means that Grim had time to throw up spores, which, by the way, he did not do. Just want to point out he didn't throw up spores at all, and in fact is going Ling Hydra, which seems like an interesting choice. All right, so Muta's cruising on over here. The Muta count, oh, there are 6 more on the way. There's going to be 20 Mutas versus 8 Hydras. Not a good number. Not a good number at all for those Hydralisks. Grim's natural, or third base rather, is toast. Unless the Mutas decide to spare it, which they do. And you know what? I kind of feel like that's a win for Zero right there. He flies in, wipes out the like 8 Hydras that are here. But he's being cautious. He's killing the third base of his opponent. He's actually leaving this Ling to do that, because there's a Ling run by heading on out, and Zero doesn't have much to defend against it. He has exactly a Zergling. Man, he is flying by the seat of his pants here. He is desperately trying to make as few units as possible. The Lings come around both sides. The Queen basically bought the time necessary to keep these drones alive. That's exactly what you needed to do here. Lings cruising on in. Defensive Lings have now popped up. Additional Lings moving out now for Grim. He's got a +1 armor, rather, for his ground units. And not any other upgrades for the Lings, but making them a little bit tankier is an okay thing. Yeah, Lings cruising on into the third base. This Queen's gonna die. Drones are going down here too. That's what you want. Some Lings to engage the Queen, and some Lings to engage the drones and pick those dudes off as well. Grim is still down 44 to 39 Harvesters, but his third base is up. He is making Hydras and Lings, going for the range upgrade for the Hydras. Is pretty nice stuff. They already have the speed upgrade. So you can see how zippy they are off the creep. Zero's got a 4th base here now. Zero working on 11 Banelings at the same time. Overlord's getting sniped here. Zero was temporarily supply blocked. He's done with that now. He's done with that supply block game. And the Muta's got to be doing something. Either you're defending or you're attacking. Look, Grim is not interested in defending against you at all. I really, really feel like a Muta attack into the main base just wins the game here. Oh, Banelings versus Hydras. Pretty good. That bonus damage versus light is really nice. They whittle down the Hydra count just a little bit here, and a bunch of them are seriously injured. They will recover eventually, but it's a very slow go. Not as good as Mutalisk regeneration anyway. The range thing on the Hydras is pretty fantastic, actually. Are there enough Hydras to actually win this right now? No. Well, you know, Queens are going to die instantly to these guys, and look at that. I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you're worried about, other than pulling back for reinforcements, but that allows Zero the time to get his own reinforcements. He's got more Banelings in production. He's got another hatch just about to complete here down to the 4th base location. Grim decides, what? I mean, seriously, man, what was wrong with going here? Ling run by doesn't do a whole lot, really. And that's when you move in with the Hydras, Grim. That's when everything follows your Lings into the main base, snipe down the 3rd base. I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, your 3rd base is done. Actually, did your 3rd base ever die? I don't think it ever died. He still refuses to build spores. I mean, he is gambling hardcore. He needs to transfer some workers up to his 3rd base. I understand that. But, yeah, this 3rd base is absolutely finished. There's no saving it. And now you're kind of stuck in a back corner here. The Banelings are trying to get hits off. They are getting hits off the Hydras. Wow, major Baneling hits there. The Roaches should have been absorbing most of that. And now all the Hydras are toast and the Roaches are left to their own devices. Okay, so some free drone kills there for sure. Grim still has not transferred his workers up to his 3rd base. I don't know what his deal is right now, but he's continuing to make units and continuing to try to win this thing with sheer Roach and killing drones and stuff, which, I don't know, it might work. Zero is down to 41 drones. Keeps losing Queens, which is super bad. But the Ling Muta thing is working pretty fantastically here for Zero at this point. He keeps losing drones. In fact, 47 have gone down, but he's only down to 31 overall. And Grim only has 38. Are we transferring? Thank the I don't know, the Amon? Thank the Hood deity here in StarCraftville. Grim did take a 4th base. Hydra's coming on back home to see what they can do. Lick their wounds, maybe defend against onslaughts of Mutalisks. Still, I want to point out Zero Spores. Pro tip from Falcon Paladin. If you're dealing with a fellow Zerg player who is going Mutalisks, Spore Crawlers are your salvation. They do bonus damage versus flying biological stuff. They were buffed that way, specifically to deal with Mutalisks. Specifically because back in Heart of the Swarm, every ZVZ was a Muta-on-Muta battle, and it was super boring. So now we see multiple variations of stuff that we can do. We see Mutas, we see Roaches and Ravagers, we see Lurkers and Hydras, we see Infestors and Vipers, and it's much more varied the longer the game goes along. It's still a Roach Ravager fest a lot of times, but once you get past about that 12-15 minute mark, as I think this game is aiming to do, then suddenly things get really interesting. Alright, Grim's entire lack of defense is driving me nuts. Look at this. Look at the nothing here to defend his 3rd base. Sure, he killed the 4th of Zero. That's pretty good stuff. But in the meantime, he's going to lose his 3rd and every single drone that was there. The Roaches and Hydras have to come back to defend because there's nothing here to help. And I think Zero probably should just get out of there. I mean, he's going to have to kill this larva first, which will take him approximately forever. Hydra's moving out, and is Zero continuing to make Mutas? No, he's not really spending his money on anything right now. A couple Lings, 20, alright, 20 Lings is what he's spending his money on right now. That Overlord is the luckiest Overlord of all time. Oh wait, Hydras did find him. Never mind, he's toast. He was lucky for a minute. Zero gets a Ling run by into the 3rd base or natural base of Grim. Everybody dies. All the Lings are dead there. Maybe some drones get picked off there too. I don't think so, though. 47 drones killed by Grim and 8 killed by ZeroDashZero. You'd think Grim would be way ahead, but he's not macroing behind his attacks. He's not really turning out very good in these engagements either. He doesn't have enough The Lings halt the progress, and everybody in this attack dies. Yeah, this is looking really bad for Grim. I don't know how else to say it. His Mutas have not, or his Hydras have not been able to handle the Mutalisks in any stretch of the imagination here. God, this Mutaflock is just too big. It's too big. Lings are cruising on in. I mean, I do like what Grim has done as far as offensively. He did take down the 3rd base. He took down the 4th base. Zero economically is not in a great position, but neither is Grim at this stage. And he keeps making Hydras. You know what would be really great here are some Infestors. I understand at this level of the game, Infestors are hard to control and therefore not used all that much. But seriously, Infestor Hydra will wipe out Mutaflocks. It slows them down, allows the Hydras to pick them off from distance. And they just have the worst time of all time. Zero's a little oversaturated in his main base right now, but that's okay. He really needs another base to take. Really shows no signs of doing that at this stage. Grim expanding again. And the fact, I mean, whatever deity exists in this world, it favors Grim, because that dude made no static defense versus Mutalisks, and he was totally fine. Unquestionably totally fine. That said, the army supply is 65 to 51 right now. Zero is gearing up for a humongous Ling Baneling Muta attack here in this ZVZ. Not a ZVT at all. Zerglings run on over to Zero's 3rd, and they're going to get some damage done again. More drones are going to die. More queens are going to die, too. How many queen deaths is that? 12 queens have gone down for Zero in this game. That is a humongous number. Is there a base here? No. Is there a base here? Kind of. Just gonna run on out. Grim expanding again. I really like what Grim is doing. I do. I like the expansion techniques. I really wish he had more drones for these many bases. He only has 39. He seems a little bit averse to making drones here. He's lost a bunch and hasn't really replaced them either. But I don't know. His army control is pretty good. His macro's not bad either. I mean, he's only sitting at 100 supply right now, which is not great. But both players have taken serious hits, and Zero's at 117 supply. Zero, I think, needs to move out. These Mutalisks have been sitting here doing nothing for far too long. In games you see players like Scarlet or Dark or Serral go for Mutas, they are active all the time. They find this space and they kill it. They're harassing mineral lines that are entirely undefended. They're picking off individual roaches that are cruising around. They're scouting this base too. I mean, he doesn't know about this or this. That one or that one. No idea whatsoever. The Mutas are finally, they get the hint, and they head on over to take down, well, attempt to take down this replacement 3rd base that Grim has, or at least just scout it and leave it alone for the time being, as there are no drones to kill. Hydra Queen count. Now, Hydra Queen versus Muta, pretty fantastic. Zero is now going for a hive. Muta, look at this. Undefended drone line. Undefended. Everybody dies. I don't know how much a couple spores would have helped there, but it would have at least kept Zero away temporarily. You would have traded a couple Mutas for that instead of nothing. Grim got nothing for that. You have to trade out Mutas if you're going to lose drones in this matchup. If your opponent has Mutalisks, I guess. I'm not sure how you do it if they don't have Mutas, is what I'm trying to say. Zero's working on 36 Lings. He's got a lot of Zerglings and Banelings, man. He's going to try. Again, the goal here is the Banelings to take out the Hydras. And then the Ling Muta to take out everything else, which I think is a pretty good plan. There are only 11 Hydralisks on the map. I'm not sure why Grim isn't making more of those, considering the Mutaflock is as intimidating as it is with a total of 16. But yeah, I think Grim's going to lose this base. Army supply 151 to 50. Grim. Grim, no. Why? How did this happen? He's at 88 supply now. All right, so he is making stuff. But sniping that base, Zero playing this extremely cautiously. Like, maybe more cautiously than he should. Hey, time for a Mecha Ultra Cavern. I do like Mecha Ultras. They are pretty beautiful. Yeah, nothing here is mech, but by golly, a lot of stuff for Zero is. And here comes Zero. Got Lings, got Mutas, got Banelings. The Banelings are going to try to crash on the Hydras, but the Roach Wall is too good. Zero decides to head on out. He's being cautious, is what he's being right now. He doesn't want to lose his whole army because the Banelings crashed onto the Roaches and the Hydras ate up his Mutalisks. He needs a better term of engagement there, a better angle on it. And that's smart. I mean... I don't know. You can lose games that way. You can be ahead and lose games. Wow, Grimm's up to 122 army supply. What did he just do? All right, here we go. The army's not really all together here for Grimm right now. The Hydras are trying to get on top of this. A lot of Banelings going down as they're retreating. Zero's in trouble. Zero suddenly in trouble here. The Baneling count is getting absolutely crushed, but 4 Ultras in production. You know what's not good against Roach Hydra? Ultralisk. It is not good at all. There's too much damage output for this group. They sniped down one of Zero's bases. His 4th base is gone. I mean, really keeping Zero on a low economic footing right now. These Lings are all toast. There are not enough Lings to handle this. I'm not sure if there are enough Lings in the world to handle this many Roaches and Ravagers. Baneling Nest gets sniped. That's a big part of what Zero's trying to do here. He's waiting on those Mecha Ultras. They might be Mecha Ultras. They might be just regular Ultras. Because, again, the skin combo is a different... Oh, just regular Ultra. Look how this one die. Ready for it? Yeah, it's dead. Hatchery down 2 here. What is... I don't know what's going on right now. Baneling's crushing everything. Ultras on top of the Roaches. The Muta's doing serious work. And Grimm just went from about 120 army supply to 36. The Ultra's popping at effectively the perfect time. I think Grimm wasted some attacks trying to take down that hatchery. Zero's down to 2 base right now, which is really bad for him. But Grimm, he doesn't have the bank to really make anything at the stage. He's making some Roaches, but the Muta count is just too big. So he's got 24 Mutalisks. Oh, Zero. Alright, well, drones are down. Hatcheries are down. Roach Hydra trying to do this thing, but I think they're overwhelmed is the problem right now. They're kiting pretty darn well, but eventually the kiting stops. Everything dies for Grimm. Ultralisk dies terribly and in pain in that acid, and he calls the capital G, capital G. Zero's enthusiastic about it as well. I thought I had you, says Grimm. I did too, says Zero. Nice job, says Grimm. Look how happy everybody is after this match. There should be more people in this world who are happier, right? We're happier in StarCraft. Follow these examples. Follow ZeroDashZero and Grimm. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Grimm, I feel like he had it. That's what he said, right? He's in here in the natural base. He's winning. And then Zero just gets huge Baneling hits in a situation where Grimm can't run. I don't like him coming in here. This is effectively mined out anyway. Yeah, snipe some tech if you need to. But snipe this base, pull back. Kind of try to starve Zero. Make sure he can't expand again. Keep your bases alive as best you can. And when the Ultras show up, you can kite them and kill them a lot better than if you're just trapped in a corner and everything is chomping on you. Chomp, 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 chomp. I think that was it. I think that was the difference in this match for sure. So good one, though. Really, really entertaining stuff for sure. And let's take a look at the resources lost and units lost here. 21,000 lost for Zero, 31,000 lost for Grimm. Zero had better upgrades, too. If we look at this, he had two centrifugal hooks and speed. And a lot of static defense, too. Some spores and spines that Grimm just did not have. In the end, 140 Roaches died for Grimm, 72 Hydras, and 56 drones. Zero ended up losing 49 drones, but had 38 at the end of the game, which means he made way more workers than Grimm did. That's a huge deal. Only 6 Mutas died this entire game. Wow. That means he made 28, and he got out of the game with a total of 22. That's some beautiful stuff, man. That is some really good stuff out of ZeroDashZero. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff to be sure, but that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and your mid-rank madness. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. From order we find justice. Our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. I sense a soul. Soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. The path of ascension is before us. Guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul. In search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Sense of soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. I sense a soul. A soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala adu. Naslaranus, Naslaran, Kinalatu. Casar di Templare, Daramanaka. flashing